Well, good afternoon, and welcome to Nina Dash's presentation and talk about mosaic art and how you could potentially dabble in this intricate and beautiful art form. My name is Stephanie Tyndall, and this event is sponsored by Governor's Club, POA Activities Committee. Throughout the presentation, we encourage you to write questions in the chat box, and Nina will address them at the end of the presentation. We've also posted Nina's resource links in the chat box. We will be sending out a follow-up email also with Nina's resource links, and if your name does not appear on the participants page, please type your email in the chat box. Now, before I introduce Nina, I will be playing for you a short video of Nina's work, and some of this work she'll be discussing during today's presentation. Wasn't that some incredible art that we just saw? And now I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Nina. Nina inherited her artistic talent from her family, particularly her father, and received inspiration from talented aunts, uncles, and other family members. Growing up in New Delhi, she was exposed to different forms of art, which shaped her style as an artist and her love for the arts. Nina was drawn to intricate designs and to creating mandalas, which led her to the world of mosaics. As her mosaics are made from broken ceramic and glass tiles and other recycled materials, Nina named her company Broken Art. She enjoys using recycled materials because it allows her to create something beautiful out of items that would otherwise have been thrown away. She truly believes everything has some form of beauty. I now have the pleasure of turning the presentation over to Nina.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for this kind introduction. Before we start this session, I want to thank all the four ladies, Cindy, Stephanie, Janie, and Kate, for helping me through this presentation and giving me this opportunity to show my work to all of you. As Stephanie said about my background, I was born in New Delhi, India, and luckily I was born in a very talented family. Especially my father's side family was way too talented. I just got a tiny bit of it. My father was a poet, he was a writer, he was a musician, he was a mathematician, he was everything for me. And I think I always looked up to him. I lost him long time back, but he still inspires me. Whatever I do, I think he's my guide from somewhere above. He helps me to move on. So, and my uncle, aunts, everybody is a musician. They all sing. Some of you have seen my daughter also performing. Luckily, she got some genes too. So, I'm the fifth child out of five children. We belonged to a very middle class family. And by the time my turn came, things were either finished or the resources were already used up. So I was just left to do things on my own, to create my things on my own. And I think that helped me a lot because I was a very creative child. I was told from the beginning I used to make up stories and do all the entertainment stuff when my family was around or friends will come over. So I think that came very handy when I had nothing to work with, but I wanted to get a lot of things like any kid will. So I create my own stuff to play with. I made my own toys. I made my own little garden. I will make my own small out of clay, small, utensils. The girls like to play kitchen and stuff. So I will do all those things from whatever I get, whatever was provided by nature. And this is, was childhood. Then I grew up and started learning classical music because I was very passionate about music. And you will see music in my work too, somewhere. Music and classical dance, I was very passionate as a kid and didn't learn, I think, classical music. I learned more than that. And of course, everybody's a musician in the family. So I had to keep up with the tradition. Then I came to US. I got married to just the opposite. My husband is a physician and he's very artistic. He doesn't accept it, but he is, but in a different way. So I came to US and I was raising children. I decided to stay home and I started painting at home. I had never done painting before, but it came naturally to me. I started just making mandalas, and people were like, "Why don't you sell them?" I said, "No, I don't want to sell my work. It's my work." I was actually a little greedy that I don't want to sell it. And then from mandalas, I think I started I wanted to make mandalas in mosaic. I saw, I think, in one of the exhibitions, I don't remember exactly um, how a person had made a mandala out of mosaic. So that was in my mind, and I started doing things. There was no classes available. So I had to learn it on my own. It's a self taught um, art that I have taught myself through YouTubes, going to libraries, reading books, making a lot of mistakes, and wasting a lot of stuff, but still I used it. Broken glasses to broken plates, anything I got, I started making something out of it. And I think it's been now 9 years I've been doing it. I finally started selling my stuff to people because they just loved it, and they said, hey, why don't you make this for me, like the table you saw in the, I made it for Corinne. I don't remember which year, but she said, I wanted, you want me just make a table for me. She saw my table outside, and I said, okay. And tell me the time you're not home, because we both used to talk a lot. So nothing was happening that time. So I said, tell me when you're not home, I'll come to your backyard. Just leave the backyard open for me. I'll do my work and I'll leave. And so she was going out of vacation. She said, yeah, just come on over. And that's how that table worked out. So a lot of projects have happened from that point on, especially past 2 years, I've been selling my art at the botanical garden, and they have been very successfully appreciated, and people like the color combinations I work with. If you noticed, I usually use very bright colors. I guess it's my ethnic background as well, as my choices of colors is always a little brighter, which attracts me more. And now I'm talking about a little bit about the different substrate I use in Mosaic. You can use almost anything as a substrate. It's amazing, from a clay pot to a piece of styrofoam. And that's what is amazing about Mosaic. Like, for example, I'll show you. This is a styrofoam bowl. And this is what I used to make the mushrooms that you saw. Now, there's a lot of work on it. It doesn't go like that. You put fiberglass mesh on it and layers of Thinset, and then you apply all the pieces and make your artwork. So I like to use styrofoam because it's not good for our environment in any ways. So whenever I see a big piece of like, even in a box that my husband has ordered something, and there's a big box, you saw that big cube, right? Actually, something came, was mailed to us in that, and I told my husband, don't throw that box away. And he was like, why do you want the junk at home? But it's not good for environment in any way, so I converted that into a mosaic piece. Then you can use clay pots, and I do a lot of clay work. And you can use wood for small pieces, not for big pieces. For small pieces, you can use wood. I can show you one of them. So this one is made out of wood. I just bought it from Michael's. If you see the side of the cup is broken. I was about to fix that, and I showed it. This cup will go here and it'll look like this. Oops. So the flowers are coming out of this. This is a piece that I need to fix. Then I started using clay pots. These are simple clay pots that actually we use in India to store water. In villages, you will see women carrying this on their head because they go from far away to get water in these. These are just clay pots, terracotta pots. And these are, I found them in an Indian store, and I decided to mosaic them. And the mannequin that you saw in the video is actually a plastic mannequin. I bought it online and I mosaiced it. Some of my friends joke around me, do not stand near Nina, otherwise she'll mosaic you too. But trust me, I don't do on living human beings. So everything, I mean, I just get ideas when I see like a box that somebody's going to throw away. I said, I can make a nice thing out of it, turn it into a mosaic piece. Pots and pans, whatever, you name it. I find some use to make turn it into art piece. Now, we talked about substrate. Now we'll talk about tools. Tools are a very important part of the mosaic journey. And of course, you need nippers, different kind of nippers. So this is one of them. This one will, this is mostly for ceramic tiles, plates, ceramic tiles. As you can see, this will cut that. And then this wheeled nipper is for glass. So of course, my cool goggles, I have to wear them to protect my eyes. Then adhesive. This is Well Bond, and this is available in Michael's and Hobby Lobby, earlier AC More. You can buy these, and these are perfect for indoor. Remember, indoor projects. These are very good. You might see this also. This is fine too. This is fine too. These kind are also available in the store. But for me, my favorite is Well Bond. This is really, really good. Um, and then for outdoor projects, I use Thinset. Because outdoor projects we have to think about, it's going to be in rain, it's going to be in snow, it's going to be, outside like anything. So we have to use a different adhesive, and I use Thinset or Motar for that. I have it in my cup here. I'll show you when I start demonstrating the piece. Then, of course, your different kind of mosaic. Can you see? Let me just tilt my camera a little bit so you guys can see. Can you see? These are already pre-cut glass tiles that I order online. You can go to Amazon, and different colors you get. Where is more? You can see on the background, it's full of all those things that I have ordered from Amazon to Etsy to eBay. If you just go online and put Mosaic Supply, you'll get a list of places, and wherever you find a good deal. And of course, plates, broken plates are fantastic to start with. No money involved. I go to the thrift store, buy, for $1. If I need a particular color, dollar store. Otherwise, my friends are very kind to donate me their plates. I'm kind of on their list. Okay, my plate is broken, Nina. Can I donate this to you? And I am so happy that they think about me, because they know I can use that beautiful plate for some beautiful artwork. And so these are the tiles. Then, of course, hand towel, and you might want to keep a brush handy, spoon to mix things, little cups like this. You need to mix up your Thinset or your Grout, a little tray um, for your adhesives to pour on. What else is left? If you prefer to draw your pattern, you of course you need a pencil or pattern you can print out. I usually don't do that, because I just think as I'm working on a project, like okay, I want to make a peacock. Then I'll have a peacock in my mind and the colors of peacock. But if there is a commission work comes, like they say, oh, we want this specific color because this is for a wedding, like the piece that you saw here. If you see, this is a peacock pattern. Now, of course, on a round piece, a 3D piece like this, I cannot make a peacock, but I can make a peacock feather kind of a thing. So this friend of mine, her wedding theme was peacock. So I can do this. Now I'm going to demonstrate. Oh yeah, I forgot about these tiny tools. These tiny tools help you to pick up things. If they're too tiny, you can use these little tools to pick them up and place it in the right place. I usually use my hand. Of course, you need gloves. For grouting, this is must, because really your nails will be ruined. I forgot about my nails a long time back. Tiles like, these in the store you get like, Lowe's, and I'll show you a sheet I have here. These are the wall tiles that you use for your kitchen counters. I mean, for your backsplash, etc. You can use these also for your art projects. So there's multiple things. There's marbles, small and big marbles you can use to make a pattern. And there's so many supply you can get really from Lowe's, and start off on a small little project of your own. So today I thought I'm going to show you how to make a coaster. This is a simple one. Usually every project takes a long time, so I can't show you completely everything, but this is a tea coaster. You get these already at AC Moore, or AC Moore is closed now, Michael's, and what's that, Hobby Lobby. You can get these tea coasters. I think they are terracotta made, and you can make small tea coasters like this at home. So I'm going to demonstrate this one for you guys, how to make this. Then I'm also going to demonstrate a small a pot for you. This is an outdoor pot. This is, as you can see, there's holes in it. This is a orchid pot. And I'm going to show this how to mosaic this one, but not entirely because it takes a long time to apply everything and dry up, but I'll just show you how to mix the Thinset and how to apply the pieces on it. Okay, so let me put these aside on the side for now. And okay, so here I'm going to tilt my camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Can you all see? Okay, so this is the piece, say, yeah. And I'm going to apply, let's see. Since I'm not thinking of any pattern, I'm just going to come up with something, okay? Feel free to make a pattern. This is a very small area to work with, so you will not be able to make a really intricate pattern in this. So keep it simple. I always tell people, when you start off, keep it simple as you can, because when you start, you see something, oh yeah, that was very cool on Nina's video and I can do it. What will happen? You will not be able to finish it and you will not be feeling motivated. So do something simple first and feel good about it. Oh yeah, I finished this. Now I can do the next step. So I'm going to pour a little bit of my adhesive here. Is it coming? Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Okay. Close it. Now, you can use a brush if you want, but I just usually just dip it in this. So that's a lot. But make sure there is enough adhesive, because this part is very, very important. Do you see? And I'll just apply it here. Press it down. Okay, one here, one here. If a little bit comes out, not worry, just wipe it. Well Bond is one of those adhesive, when it's dry, it becomes clear. So even if something comes out from the side, you won't be able to see it. It's a perfect glue or adhesive for glass on glass. And then, can you see, Stephanie? Okay, so it's clear. So here. I mean, since my fan is on, by the time end of this session, it'll be dry.
Oh.
So that's why I'm taking a little bit at a time, not too much. And I pour a little bit of the adhesive on my tray. I don't pour a whole lot because this is going to dry up too. But gluing the pieces on the substrate is very, very important, because later on when you're grouting it, if this comes out, it'll be a mess. So make sure you have enough glue. So these are my sides, and then I will do the like a line of it. Oh. If I, maybe I'll try. I'm not very good with these. I'm more, I feel, yeah, please ask me anything if I didn't, I forgot to clarify or forgot to talk about and you're wondering.
Nina, do you decide ahead of time? Do you write down a color scheme? Because I noticed you said you mentioned you don't draw a pattern ahead of time, and this is, I know, a smaller piece, but I was just curious about colors.
And no, really, it it all depends what I'm making.
Hmm.
I never plan ahead, but you can. Like this is a small area and this won't fit in here. You can. Like this is a small area and this won't fit in here. See?
Yep.
So what I do with this, then I use my tool. Since this is a glass piece, I'm going to use the glass nipper and cut this into half.
Nina, I think what we'll do is we'll follow up in our follow-up email to everybody with some of the tools that you discussed. Does that sound fair? Okay.
These are the wheeled nippers that you get at Lowe's. See the
Hmm.
glass cutting, and this is for the ceramic cutting. I forgot the name of this, but yeah, this is for if you see this, how this is the
Yes.
flat one. This is for the ceramic one, and the wheeled ones are for glass. Now I'm not going to finish off this piece because I've already made for you guys because as I said, it takes a long time. So I decided to put these all in corners. I usually start with my borders because borders can, be tricky. So if you want a clean finish, you want to start with your borders and then fill it in. Then you know how much area you have to cover with your design. Then I gave a little blue tiles on the side. And in the center, I use the pre-cut glass pieces that is available again at any art store. They're pre-cut also. I do cut them. I have, let me show you. I do buy big sheets of glasses and like this is a piece and I will, I cut these into small pieces and fill it in. Right now I won't do it because sometimes I like to do it in a box. So it's not the small tiny glass pieces are not shattered everywhere. Yeah, it has already been on couple of my pieces that I made. It's on Etsy, the mirror. So, but I will say be careful. Use the ones that are already cut, like these. You get them in stores. See how these doesn't have very sharp edges, and the way they do is they process this. I exactly don't know their way of doing it. They cut it in various pieces. So I will say if you're a beginner, do not get into cutting ahead of time and use these pieces and lay it over wherever you want, according to your design.
Okay. And did you get those at Michael's as well? Was that
Yeah,
one of the main? Okay.
Michaels or Hobby Lobby is a great place to do stuff. So this is how we did the tea coaster. Now I'm going to show you how I do the um, grouting, but grouting will come in the end because it's a messy job. Okay, so I'm going to show you this outdoor piece that you can make. Um, as I talked about outdoor pieces, you need to use Thinset. Okay, so here I'm going to show you. This is my Thinset. This is powder, and I'm going to add little water to this. Not a whole lot, just a tiny bit. You want peanut butter consistency. Can you add a little more? Uh-oh, it became a little watery, but not to worry. We'll see, it became a little watery. We don't want very watery. We want peanut butter consistency. So I'll add 1 scoop of Thinset to this. Okay. This is a good consistency. Okay, you want this so it won't fall off from, or if it falls off, it takes time. So I'm going to tilt again the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Say I want to apply these. So I took this piece, put it on the piece completely, even on the edge, like you're putting butter on a toast, and apply. Now with 3D pieces, we have chance of sliding to the sides. If the consistency is very thin, then it will slide off. So I keep my pieces like this so it's dry. You can take off the excess here, but apply enough. Oh, let me do this. And that's small. Let's keep this going.
Dry very quickly too, similar to the other.
This takes a little time. This will be maybe like an hour or so. Keep it, you see. So I'll just line it up nicely. Oops. See, it's going to slide down. If I keep it straight, it's going to slide down. So I'm going to keep it this way and let it dry. I'm going to show you how I cut a plate and apply to this. Sorry, I have a lot hanging around me. So this is a plate that I recently broke. As you can see, it was a beautiful plate and I didn't want it to lose it here. This, I put it not completely, just little bit, not like this. If you do this, it won't cut, just little bit and slight nudge and see.
Wow.
And you got to be careful of the sharp edges. So this also, I do it in a box, so the small pieces are not flying around everywhere. Right now, I'm just showing it to you. So take a flat piece and then apply the same thing. Can everybody see? If not,
Yeah, we can see it's perfect.
okay, so here you go, covered, and then you put it on. Now you see this, what is happening? This piece is kind of going up. We want it flat. So I'm going to take it out and cut it into a smaller piece. Because the pot is in a round shape, so I'm going to put it like this. And then this. Okay. And wipe off the excess. If you don't wipe off, that's fine too, because we're going to grout in anyways. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do another piece so you guys can see. Take small pieces, not too large pieces. And oh, this has both sides. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Some plates have colors on each side, so you can decide which side you want.
Oh, wow.
Even if you don't have a pattern, you just stick all these pieces like this. Give a little space because you want the grout to go in between. It will still look very beautiful.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. It looks like you do leave a little space for the grout
Yes.
for each of them.
And also because your plate is a flat surface and it's going on a round substrate. So, you will have some gap. Um, and so this is how it will all be covered. I won't have time to show you when it's completely covered, but I can show you a pot that I just made. Can you all see it?
Yeah, just maybe okay. And has ND sun. Oh, it's beautiful.
So I found these pieces that I could use, and there's a happy.
Oh,
This
wow.
is not grouted yet. All I just attached all the pieces on it. I just did the designing. I will grout it later. It's a huge pot, and it becomes heavy after applying all these. So I will not be able to show you this piece grouting, but I'll show you the coaster, how I grout. Can everybody see this? Put on a lazy Susan and I just keep moving.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, so this one I'm going to put it back again to the side.
So when you're putting the pieces on, can you put it on the ladies? You have to actually put it on its side so it stay and let it dry before you move to the next section. Okay.
So when I'm doing it, I do tilt it up a little bit on this, so it's not, slipping down, because it will
Hmm.
happen when you're making on a round pot. So start with a flat surface. I will say, like, like a stepping stone. I have a link, YouTube link, where you can make the stepping stone. That's part of the resources pages, that I think. Kate will share it with you, and it's from scratch. I didn't show how to make a stepping stone, because you can buy it from Lowe's, and just buy a square stepping stone and you can apply. These all broken plates can go on this and make a beautiful stepping stone out of it. So I'm going to show you this one, how to grout, but I'm going to remove all my jewelry. Don't want this to be grouted.
Yeah. Or leave it in there too when you or forget it.
My husband will be very happy. I do wear my gloves for this, to protect my nails, my for projects like this. I have a tendency of breaking my gloves through, and especially this finger I was telling you that day. So I wrap it around with a little bit of band-aid, so you won't cut. Otherwise, this ring finger, there's a tendency, I don't know, it's because of me, how I lay my hands on it, but you have to literally smear the grout on this. Oh, I've got to take my watch out.
I have one question as you're doing that that came in. Do you have a set design in mind for each piece? And if so, how much do you change it in the process?
Oh gosh, I never think. As I said, in
But
my,
I'm looking at the pots in the back though too. That looks like you'd have to have a little bit of a set design. The ones the
this
water.
one came to me and they said we want peacock theme. I did think about the pattern, and I had to make 6 of these. So I told them that I cannot do exactly 100% because it's handmade. There might be some color changes. There might be this circle, maybe the other way around, but it'll still be a peacock shape. So, and from the bottom, I did not know what to do with this. So I just applied some of the pieces and it still looked good.
It does, looks great. Yeah.
So this, you can do this poster and it'll still look very beautiful, and it's still very artistic. If you don't want to make a pattern, I did that with Duke students last semester, and I made the tea coaster. They put their initials in there.
Hmm.
Uh, you can do that, but only one word can come. So if your name starts with R, maybe you can put a R or S or Z. You can do that, or use all the alphabets if you want to. Um, but you have limited space in this. So I do think about how much space do I have. Like for my cube that I made for the botanical garden, it was a huge cube. So if you saw my paisley designs, they were humongous. But as I was making the paisley, I was thinking about my design, next step, and then sometimes I just take a pause and say, okay, I'm running out of ideas. Let me just sleep, and then I'll come next day and I'll have something else in my mind. I have also changed my patterns 2 days before the competition, which is crazy. We can't do that. I It was last year botanical garden and didn't like my bird bath that you guys saw, the base of the bird bath. I was not happy. And my husband said, just grout it, because you have spent so much time making that design. And I said, but I just don't like it. I ripped off everything piece 2 days before
Oh, wow.
and stayed till 2 o'clock at night to make the new pattern. And then I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm, you know, this is what is talking to me. This is what I like. But it's up to your creativity, how you want to make it your piece. This is your piece. And one thing, a lot of people say, oh, we cannot make it like yours. You will never be able to copy anybody. Like, I also go for inspiration to Pinterest and other places on website, but I cannot copy them, because it's just, you're the artist, so it will be your idea, it will be your creativity. I can teach you step by step how to start, but this may look maybe similar to mine because it's a simple pattern, but if you're going for a bigger project, it will never look like something else has made, and that's where your creativity comes in. Okay, I'm going to tilt the camera once again, then show you. Don't get a shock, because grouting is sometimes very shocking. Clean up the space here. Same thing with grout. I have this grout in my cup. I chose a black color. There's different colors of grout, from white to beige to charcoal to gray, whatever you think is good for your piece use. I do think about the grout color when I'm putting this piece on, because this is like the background of a painting. In a painting, first you make the background and you start painting the leaves or flowers on it, but here it's the opposite. So now you're laying down the background. So I'm going to put some water in it, same thing as the last one. Mix it up. Working with grout, one must wear, you should definitely wear mask, because you don't want to breathe this. Where is my mask? I think I'm using it all up these days. Oh, where is, I have a, so here we are. Ooh, this became a little watery. You can wait for 5 minutes for it to settle down a little bit with water, or start right away.
Do you use black mostly for grouting? I'm just over white. I'm just curious. Does it?
Gray, I use gray. I actually prefer gray color a lot, because gray kind of, when once you put the gray grout, all the other colors really pop out.
Okay, so it
Black,
helps. It helps it to pop.
I'm out of completely gray right now, but if you're out of gray, you can mix white and black and
Mhm.
turn it into a gray grout. But because I use gray so much, I'm completely out. Now just see this, okay? I'm just going to put this all on top of it. When I was doing this at Duke, the kids were like, "Oh my God, you have just ruined the whole piece."
Yeah.
And then,
I never would have thought. Yeah.
yeah, all the kids were like, You just ruined my piece. I worked so hard. Make sure all the sides are covered. This is where I use my hand. Honestly, my hand works like the best because I can just use my one finger and smear it everywhere. Your sides will get dirty and I will paint them later on. It won't remain white. That's why sometimes I just buy white coasters. It's drying up fast because of the fan. See, all the sides must have some grout on it. This part is messy. So what I like to do is make my few pieces together and then grout them. Okay. I'll do this quickly also since I smeared all that. I will be fast because I don't want that grout to dry on them.
Is it hard on your hands?
These things, I mean, not as hard, but yeah, other pieces are.
Okay.
It is a labor intensive work, but yeah, because if it has a lot of weight, then you have to manage everything, right? You have
Yep.
to control it, you cannot drop it. So here we go. Now, two pieces completely messed up. Now we'll take water. This is water and sponge. So soak it completely and take it out and start wiping it. You don't want the grout to dry on this. So you have to do it quickly enough. So keep your water and sponge ready on the side. As soon as, sometimes if it's a big piece, I do one portion at a time because I don't want the grout to dry on my pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's interesting. You could do it so these two small pieces you could do at a time.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
2 to 4 pieces you can do it. But as a beginner, I will say not to do too much together because, okay, so this is pretty messy. Take a paper towel and wipe the extra grout. Now you can scrape off the sides if you want to, and later on take a paintbrush and just paint it. Oh, see, this little side is left. So I can just go back, fix it. These gloves are so large. I have tiny hands and the gloves are usually large. I have a hard time finding small size gloves. Okay. We can wipe it one more time. Can you see? How's this?
Looks great. We can see that. Yeah.
From this to this. I mean, earlier version was even worse, right? When it was completely smeared off the grout.
Well, I can tell you, you're getting nice comments in the chat box here. Beautiful. Uh, the dark grout really made it pop.
Yeah. So
You're
that's,
busy working away. You can't see these comments.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I do pick light colors if I decide on a darker grout, because it just, um, the way it works, it'll be, it'll pop out when you put and if you have darker color pieces, then pick a gray. I don't like white anymore. I used to use it, but what I started realizing that it looks dirty, especially like an outdoor project. It looks dirty, very easily, and the dirt will just stick around there. And especially my table, I wished I had used gray grout, but once you grout, it's done. Nothing you can do. It's a done deal. Then you cannot re-grout it. Okay, leave it like that for a few minutes and then come back again and take just a damp paper towel and clean it again, and voila. Do they look nice?
Beautiful. Yes. Very, very, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm going to clean up this mess. I usually put a plastic sheet, or there's a plastic sheet you guys can't see, but I usually put that on newspaper, or whatever that I can just take it out and just throw it away. So anything anybody wants to ask, I do tie up my hair.
Yep, we have a few more minutes. Please write any questions you have in the chat box. I have been asking the questions as I've seen them coming in, and as your classes. Do you have any classes?
I have not offered classes, but I'm happy to do workshops because I think that works the best for me. Um, just because, I like my free time to just do whatever I want to do. So, but yeah, workshops I can do.
Mhm.
And I've done a couple of workshops, and I think some of my vegan friends have friends from the vegan club, not vegan.
Yeah. Well, I think you might get some more requests for this after this session for some workshops. I have another question in here. Any differences between materials for outdoor and indoor to make sure the outdoor is weather resistant?
Yes, that is a very good question. If you use a wood piece for outdoor, it's not going to work. Uh,
Okay.
I what is my name right here? This is, although it's what do you call, the MDF wood. I made a nameplate, but I'll still will not put it outside because rain will damage it, and your piece will be damaged. So do not use wood for outdoors. This is for my inside. I think the name is now looking. You can see the name correctly because of the angle. But yeah, for outdoors, you must use either styrofoam, cover the styrofoam with fiberglass mesh. And I will show you one second how I did here is the piece that I made for my mushroom. It's a tiny mushroom. Remember I showed you this piece? This is the styrofoam cup. I took it, laid it over all this. This is still coming off, but I can just cut it and lay the pieces on top of it. But this is the inside part. but it's going to lay on top of the stem like this. So it's not going to be, and styrofoam is not going to, go bad in the outdoor situations in any ways. And of course your terracotta pots. And I'm going to show you this one that I'm planning to do. I know Stephanie is very excited. The styrofoam, what is the mesh? It's called styrofoam mesh. Let me see if I can pull it out. So
One of the items I remember you mentioning to us, doing tables outside as well. I think you've done. Um, is that something that somebody's commissioned you and said this? I'd like to have this part of the garden. How do the tables work with that?
yes, she had outdoor table and she wanted me to mosaic that one, and that was a commission piece. And depending on the size and what they want exactly, um, I work on, with the client and with the customer what they're looking for. Corinne was just, she gave me just that, just do whatever, just run wild with your imagination, and that's what I did. Whatever I find, if you look at the piece, the center piece, it was actually from the black splash that I had left over, and I
Um,
was thinking, how do I use it? How do I use it? Then I made a flower out of it. So um, this,
very. I remember you mentioning you were very come from an artistic family and a musical family. I see the guitar in the background there. Is that?
that's, I told you, music is everywhere in my. That's the guitar.
That's beautiful.
So I bought it, I think somewhere from some store for $5.
Wow. Oh God.
I was saying, why do you want this guitar? This doesn't work. I said, yeah, I wanted a working guitar.
Oh,
Who will play this guitar? But I just wanted to have it because I love music and this is
oh goodness. Okay. Well, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. Um, I'm getting lots of great compliments. I think you're going to get a lot of feedback from everybody saying amazing here. The presentation that you gave us, Nina. And as I was said in the chat box, and I'll repeat it again, as a follow-up, we will email you the links to all of these resources, these great things, resources that Nina mentioned in today's show. Also, it'll have the video with the proper sound, and you'll be able to replay that as well. And I believe the guitar was in there and some of the pieces that you saw in the background. And we look forward to seeing the all your future works in the Governor's Club neighborhood. So, on any other final last words you'd like to say, Kate?
you were awesome. Thank you so much for managing this. I couldn't have done it without you.
Well, thank you. You did all the hard work there. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great evening. Stay safe. Take care. Bye bye.